Hey everybody, Mount Vernon Kid here, coming to you guys. How's everybody doing out there? Um, Back again. Countdown is still going on uh, to the live 100th episode, which I'm really gearing up for. I can't wait to do that. But as always, I'm back here to deliver my comic review for this week. Pretty much the final week of comics in March that came out. Also want to show some love and respect to my good friend, my bro, my mentor, Blue Goblin, and his girlfriend Jennifer. Um, I did a Q&A where I opened my related birthday presents they got me. They got me the entire set of turtles, all four turtles. His girlfriend made something I asked her to make for me, and she did it. Um, I'm a big fan of yin and yang, and she made this yin and yang bracelet for me. I want to thank Jen so much for this. As you can see it here, beautifully. Also, show some love and respect to the Dark Avenger Inc. family, as always. And speaking of Dark Avenger Inc., there will be an exclusive review up there, which I'm gonna let you know what it is. It's gonna be the Son of Merlin, issue 2 of 5. That will be going up on Dark Avenger Inc. So if you want to go over there, check that out, Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. So let's get into the comics this week. Pretty decent week again. There was one comic that I couldn't get because it got sold out at my comics. But yeah, let's kick it off. So we're gonna kick it off with a comic series I haven't reviewed in a while, but I have kept up on the comic series. Sorry about that. I have kept up on it, but I thought I'd review this one issue, and that's A plus X number 6. The stories in here are really funny. These were really funny, really cool in my opinion. The first story deals with Logan and Carol. This story was written by Peter David, and artist was by Camilico. And in this story, they're just Carol and Wolverine are just having a friendly game of what are they playing? I think poker or so in the Avengers Tower, and they're just trying to catch each one's bluff, but they can't. Which is really fun. And all of a sudden, they look like the Avengers Tower is under attack, and this giant man called the End comes in, and he's like, and then all of a sudden you just see them playing cards again, and he's like, if I'm gonna keep coming here, this big guy right here, he's like, if I'm gonna keep coming here, then you're gonna have to get bigger sets of cards because they're not big enough for my hand. And then the other story is Gambit and Thing, and they're having a poker game, and which was really fun, and that's all it was. It was just a fun issue. That story with Gambit and Thing was written by Mike Costa, and Stefano Caselli drawn that. But other than that, this was just another fun issue. I really enjoyed it. It made me laugh, and if it makes me laugh, I'm good about that. All right, so we move on to Age of Ultron book number 3. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, wow. The team, the heroes, trying to come up with a plan. They kind of come up with a plan. I don't want to spoil too much. It does involve maybe exchanging a hero to get inside. Luke and She-Hulk kind of go with the plan. And we also go pan off from New York City to Chicago and see what's going on in Chi-Town. We see Red Hulk, Black Panther, and Taskmaster out there, and it gets crazy out there. The biggest plot and the biggest holy shit moment was the ending of seeing who is kind of in charge, and I won't spoil what that is. That was like, oh man, But other than that, Book 3, Age of Ultron, really shocked me in a bit because I was really wondering what happened to this character. And yeah, did we see a character die in this? Yeah, we did. Who it was, I don't want to spoil, but it's one of my favorite Marvel characters. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so we move on to Astonishing X-Men number 60. This is part 2 of the Extermination. I did read part 1, and it was okay. This issue right here, pretty much the same measure of okay. It's hard to explain this because you got 3 different teams. You got the Extreme X-Men, you got the Exterminated, and you got the Astonishing team. And pretty much it's all about, you know, Age of Apocalypse, Nightcrawler, and Dark Beast and everything like that, as you can see on the cover. Let me get that glare out of the way. You see that? But other than that, that's the main gist of the story. And you know, I'm not blaming Mardrick Lou because she had help. This story was created by both David Lapham and Greg Pak. Pak, yeah. But it was okay. I'm hoping just once this wraps up, we get back to just dealing with the Astonishing team. That's just how I feel. Alright? And we move on to Gambit, number 10. Alright? Mr. Adams still is doing a fantastic job, in my opinion, with this title. And Clayman's artwork is superb as ever. Gambit trusts now his fellow thief, Jolie, this woman right here. And she says that why she was doing the things she was doing since the first issue is because they have her daughter. Gambit knows, okay, I do have a heart, so I'm going to try to help out. But this also crosses the paths with Mr. Lonnie Lincoln, aka Tombstone. So it becomes a cat and mouse game to stay one step ahead of Lonnie Lincoln, Tombstone. And let's just say everything doesn't go as according to plan, because at the end of the book, let's just say, ta-da, Miss Rogue comes involved because she wants to know what's going on with Gambit. And I can't wait to see that issue. Time with the ex-girlfriend, yeah. But other than that, it was fine. I really did enjoy it. I've been enjoying this series, indeed. Like I said, Mr. Adams, he's keeping Gambit right where he needs to be in terms of he's not crossing that line too much of going back to his old thievery days, but you know, there. And then we move on to Guardians of the Galaxy number 1. Oh yeah, Bendis McNiven's artwork was great. Alright, so the gist of this issue is basically Starlord, Peter Quill, he's in a bar somewhere out in space, and all of a sudden he gets a visit from his dad. His old man, the king, comes and talks to him about telling him why Earth is off limits. We find out that Earth is off limits. Nobody can touch it, everything like that. Any extraterrestrial involvement will cause something. And, which I'm not going to spoil. And, you know, Peter's like, you know what, I don't care who you are, you know. And he's like, don't you turn your back on me. You're the Starlord. You have royal blood. And he's like, I don't care. I don't care. You know, you came to Earth, you knocked up my mom, then you left. Then your ass left. So where were you when I needed you? But the way Bendis did it was really good. I enjoyed how it was. And good old Gamora, you know, comes in there thinking he's in trouble, kicks some ass, just like how Gamora should be doing. And I love how his dad was like, "You're hanging out with Gamora, the most dangerous woman in the galaxy," and it was really funny. But and it was really good. And then we see Tony in outer space, and he's giving this little monologue speech of like, "I should have done this a long time ago," and everything like that. And then he gets attacked. The Guardians come and help him, and we just see Guardians take this alien race out. I forget this group. What are they called? I'm forgetting what they're called. But we just see them just really just kick ass. Gamora and Groot and Rocket. Rocket was really funny in this. And of course Drax doing his thing. But the basis is they find out that I don't want to spoil it. But let's just say things between Starlord and his father are getting a little bit worse. But can you blame Starlord? I mean, in my opinion, he's got every right to be upset with his dad, in a sense. So we move on to Journey into Mystery number 650. Catherine Amont still is writing Lady Sif beautifully. So we leave off on 649. We thought, and I was shocked, Sif decapitated her brother Heimdall. And I was like, holy shit. No, you just didn't do that, Sif. But we find out, no, she didn't. It was something else. She's back on Asgardia with the rest of her group of berserkers. And we see that not all of them are really liking this new Asgardia. Especially one of them. And it becomes down to the point that one individual, which I'm not going to spoil who it is, which, matter of fact, I'll give you his name. His name is Sivip. He's like, I don't like this place. This is not the old Asgard. Then he goes on to Broxton, Oklahoma, and causes trouble down there. And he not only does he bring a lot of havoc there, it's up to Sif to take him out. And to keep the city of Broxton safe. Sif realizes that what her purpose is, in a sense, she's not a bloodthirsty warrior as what it looked like it was coming off in the first couple of issues, but she realizes that Asgardia, Broxton, all those places, those are her home, and that's what she's there to protect. And it ended really cool because we see her having a snowball fight with the kids of Broxton, which was really fun. And I love how the kid says, "You still happy?" "Yes." And she says, "Never been happier," which was really good. I enjoyed that very much. To see that, she's a warrior, but she can let herself go at times and showcase that she's a woman and she's happy. And I thought that was really good writing for Miss Amont. I really enjoyed that. I think Catherine Amont is doing a very good job with Sif and a very good job with this title. And it was really good because once I heard Sif was taking over this title, I was all on board because I love Sif. I love Lady Sif. Very good character. All right. So we move on to Scarlet Spider number 15. Chris Yost. And let's face it, I wasn't really excited, Mr. Yost, that you brought back a character from Spider-Man that I really didn't like to begin with. The Other. Remember that? And Kane decides to take the Other up on her or offer. We get a really in-depth story of his female ally. I cannot pronounce her name for some fucking reason. I'm always mispronouncing her name, but we get a little bit more in depth of that, and we see that the wolves are still hunting her down, and Kane comes, and he just is not who he, he's just, you can see it right here. Let me give you a good look. He's just like, pray, and he starts battling the wolves. Man, does he he tears into these. The fight scene from panel to panel was beautifully drawn by Fam, yeah. But and you have our I'll just call her Lady A. She's just like, I know that you, Kane, but she won't quit on Kane, which is really good. I enjoyed that. She's not scared of him. She knows what he is, but she won't quit on her friend. And she's just really, really, really taking it upon herself to keep kind of Kane. And she's like, after Kane deals with the werewolf, she's like, Kane, I know that you, please don't, I need you, help me. And Kane's like, in a sense of like really like a cornered, caged animal. And you know what happens when you corner an animal, a caged animal? They lash out. So you're thinking Kane's going to lash out, but somehow he's able to break hold of, and he's all got long hair. He's got a long bushy beard now. So almost since he's get a second chance, so now he's got to do everything over again. He had to cut his hair. He gets his tattoo back on, and even the tattooer is like, "You're gonna tell me how your tattoo got removed and everything." He's like, but he realizes that basically, in a sense, what he is, he knows that he's a monster, but he knows that he has to protect, his friends. But then it gets really in depth into what's going on and who is trying to capture Lady A. Once again, I apologize for not pronouncing her name right, guys. And it's really starting to get more into, as I like to say, we're starting to figure out who she really is and who she might be. Without spoiling too much, it is going into the pantheon of the Mexican gods. And when you think about Mexican gods, who you're thinking about? The Aztec gods. So yeah, and with me, guys, I'm big into mythology and everything like that, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that. Very much indeed. Superior Spider-Man, Age of Ultron tie-in 6. Yeah. Christos Gage writes this, as well as Dexter Soy is the artist. Mr. Soy, why are you not back on Captain Marvel? I'll take your artwork back over and get back on that book, please. Alright, so basically we find out exactly who the Spider-Man is in Age of Ultron story. And yet it is Otto Octavius Parker. Yeah, it's him. It's not Peter Parker. It's not. The basis of this takes place pretty much before book 3, and we see Tony, Ock, and Quicksilver come up with a plan of trying to take out, the Ultrons that are in New York. And we find out a lot of things that has happened in this, especially in Peter's world, especially in Spider-Man's universe. All the people at Horizon died. We see bodies there on the floor in Horizon. He goes back to Horizon. Mary Jane, everybody killed. So Otto uses his little octo robots, spider robots that he had, to try to alter the Ultrons that are around. However, he realizes that Ultron is always one step ahead, and the mission pretty much fails in a sense, and that's where pretty much we we move on into Age of Ultron Book 3. But as always, we get a really in-depth into what does Otto feel about this? How does he feel about this, and what's everything's going on and everything like that. And yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, you know, for all those who want to know if that was Peter in Age of Ultron, no, that's not. It's actually Otto Parker. But it was interesting. I enjoyed it. The people at my comic store Midtown, they thought it'd be good if they gave it to me because, you know, Superior Spider-Man is on my pull list. They were like, you know, hey Chris, you know, and they like this, you know, we just put it in there, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. It was okay, but I do like Dexter Story's artwork in that. It was really his. I'm just wishing he comes back to Captain Marvel. I'm just like, you know, why they take you off Captain Marvel? All right. So we move on to Uncanny Avengers. Yeah, number 5. Here it is. The new members. You see Wonder Man. Excuse me, Wonder Man. You see Janet Van Dyne, Wasp, and Kenzo Shiro, Sunfire. They join the team. Oliver Capelli takes over artwork. I've always liked his art. He's one of my favorite artists. And pretty much this is the scene of, in a sense, of why the other members have come in. It seems that Wonder Man and Wasp will take over as the PR members of the team. Like, they'll be the ones that will talk to people about the Avengers Unity team. That's what they call themselves, the Unity team. And why Sunfire? Because, well, Wolverine came to see him, and we see Sunfire. He's down on his luck. He's just chugging down on the sake, you know, and he's like, Logan-san, why do you always think I want to be a part of your little ragtag, you know, of your group? And Logan lays it down on the line for him. He's like, look, when you find out what happened to Xavier, because Xavier trusted you and he liked you and everything like that, you're going to want to join. And that's basically the basis of why Sunfire joins. The funniest thing was seeing between Rogue and Janet when they come into the Avengers mansion. Rogue is taking down the original Avengers team plaque, taking down that picture that's been there for years, taking it down and putting up a picture of Charles. And she's like, what are you doing? And then Rogue is like, oh yeah, too much to the right. And she's like, that picture has been up. And they kind of get into it a while, but I thought it was really funny. Alex comes down and he's like, oh, Wasp, Wonder Man, it's good to see you. He's buttering them up and everything like that. But it's a means of basically getting into a lot of things. We got to see a classic Avenger villain about to show up sooner or later coming into this. Not going to spoil who that was, but you should know already. We get to see that Wanda is not really taken on the fact of Havoc leading this group. And things like that. And also, she feels that she should showcase herself more to the people, but she's still kind of like taboo, not just with humans, but also with the mutant community. So, but we kind of see Cap being Cap, telling her just ease it in. You know, I trust you, but I forgive you, but come on, you got to think about it from their perspective as well. But also, that was really cool. This is a very good for the fans in a way, because we saw not only did, you know, these three characters come to the team, but we also got to see Grim Reaper come back, Wonder Man's brother, which was really good. And what happens at the end was really interesting. It involved Rogue, and I was like, oh no, don't do this. But I enjoyed this very much. Action was really good. It was really fast paced. You know, it let you go bam, bam, bam. Focus, point A, point B, point C, bam, right there. The next story will showcase, I guess it'll take place back in the past, where we see Thor versus Apocalypse, younger Thor versus Apocalypse. So I know my girlfriend Destiny is gonna love that, because Apocalypse is one of her favorite villains, and she's gonna love that. But yeah, I enjoyed it very much. This was Uncanny Avengers was just a fan pleaser, in my opinion. I love and also I'll get into, I love the press conference with Havoc and the news and the media. I thought that was really well done as well. You know, I thought that was really done. I love how he said, "Don't label us mutants. Don't call us that." And then one of the newscasters said, "So what do we call you?" And he just turned around and said, "Just call me Alex." And I was like, "That's good. That's what's up." So like I said, guys, Uncanny X-Force was sold out, but they said they should get it in for me maybe next week or so. Pretty much. Will I review it? Maybe, and maybe I will, maybe I won't. But we'll just have to find out. But anyway, move on to Wolverine the X-Men number 27. And we're still dealing with Wolverine's brother, Dog. And basically, it is true. He is just trying to one-up Wolverine, showcasing he's the better brother. And he's trying to teaching the students how to survive better than his brother could, in a sense. But not everybody, and not only that, you know, a lot of the time-traveling people are coming into the Savage Land and everything like that. And it seems like the kids are kind of enjoying being around Dog. But then all of a sudden Quentin is like, wait a minute, you're just telling me you're just trying to run up you're jealous of your brother. That's it. You're just jealous of your more famous brother. And you just see Dog like, no, I'm not, blah blah, and everything like that. And he smacks and he's like, I'm not, and I'll show you. But it's true. It is true that he is just really, really jealous, obsessed with his brother. But other than that, it was fine. Jason Aaron still does a bang-up job on the title. Romano Perez, artwork is okay, but I want somebody else to come back. No disrespect. I'm just saying. But you got a couple of the young X-Men that don't really trust Dog. A lot of them. Some of them do. Some of them are not but a lot of them are like, where's Professor Logan and everything like that. But yeah, Quentin called Dog on his bullshit, basically. Let's put it like that. Last but not least, Young Avengers number 3, Gillian McKevin. Look who's on the cover. Yeah, Ms. America. Ms. Chavez. Yeah. She makes her debut in this. She finally comes on board. And pretty much Hulkling, Loki, and Wiccan, they're still on the run. They were transported to Asgardia, and then all of a sudden we see basically LaFanti, basically Loki's birth father, one of the Frost Giants, standing there about to attack them. And we see the kids got to battle this guy. And, you know, a lot of action in this issue. A lot of action. And you got Heimdall and Volstagg looking down like, what's going on? And he's like, it's Loki with a bunch of superpowered children. And Volstagg is like, to be young again, and they're not gonna help him. It's like, the hell is wrong with you? But Wiccan is trying to transport them again, but he's drained. He can't teleport until all of a sudden they get a help from somebody else. Is America, and she just looks at him like, sorry, I've been busy. And then we see that she's being chased by somebody. I'm not going to spoil who that is, but everything's going a little weird here, but it's still fun until they were able to teleport them to Mary Jane's club again, which was funny, MJ's. And the funniest thing I thought was really funny is Loki is telling Wiccan, like, we can stop all this, but you need to use your full power, but it'll take too long, so give me your power and I'll stop it. And they're like, please. And then the funniest thing was Loki was like, he's like, look, it'll take too long for a mortal to do, but he's like, give me 10 minutes and I'll have the problem go away. And I love this part because this was funny. For any Game of Thrones fans out there, this was so funny. I thought this was funny. He's like, okay. Game of Thrones, you watch it or read it? And so Wiccan and Hulkling said, yes. Ms. America says, huh? And so he says, okay, who's your favorite character? And they both, Wiccan and Hulkling, say Tyrion. I think I'm saying it right. And they say, okay, I'm him. I'm her. I'm Tyrion. And so give me your power and everything like that. And I thought that was really funny. But unfortunately, it doesn't go right for the kids at the end. They have been texting. Wiccan has been texting with Kate, and she's been talking about Marvel Boy and everything like that. But other than that, this was just another fun issue. The action is picking up now. It's picking up, and it was good to see Ms. America back. It was good to see her. I haven't seen her since. What story was that? I've seen her in last time. I'm forgetting the story. But it was like a one-shot deal. But I love how she had that. She brings that Latin fire, and I love that. I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. But Gillian has been doing a good job with Young Avengers. The second volume of Young Avengers. It's been good. I know they're coming. They're going to start bringing in what's going on with some of the other former Young Avengers, like Speed, Wiccan's brother. I know they're also going to bring in what's going on with some of the other young X-Men, like Prodigy. But I hope they bring up, what's going on with Patriot, because I know the last time we saw, he quit. He stopped being Patriot. He gave the costume back to Captain America, and he moved out to Scottsdale, Arizona, with his mom. So I'm hoping they showcase what's going on with him sometime in the future. But yeah, it was fun. But that's all the Marvel. We move on to DC. Got a few DC for you. We'll kick it off with Return of the King. Aquaman number 18. Jeff Johns, Paul Pilter is the artist. First of all, that cover is nice. Aquaman looks almost like King Conan right here. He looks like Conan. I thought that was really cool. Like, look at it. But it's still Arthur trying to get a gist of being king of Atlantis. There really hasn't been an announcement, like a proper acknowledgement into his, in the king for him. He doesn't want it, but all he's trying to do is keep the, the safe, but also keep. We find out that a lot of people have a lot of Atlantean weapons have gone missing, and they're trying to track it down. We also see Mira in this, who she's not really abiding by the law and stuff, so she's like, please, but I'll get into that a little bit more. And she's like, are you resisting arrest? And he's like, resisting? Yes, come on, please, which is fun. We see that one of, I guess, a loyal servant of the crown, but more of Orm. His name is Merc. I hope I'm saying it right. He really is like really against everything Arthur is trying to do under his reign. He's been like that since a couple of issues before. He's really like, you know what? Screw the surface dwellers. They got what they deserve. Everything like that. You're nothing like your brother. Fuck them. Fuck this. Everything. And Arthur is like, look, for once, try to look at it from the surface dweller's eyes, especially from a little young 10-year-old boy's eyes. We scare them now. And he's like, well, glad we scare them. You said not all of them are bad, but so far, all we've been tracking down are the bad ones. And this guy seemed to not really get it. We also get to see Tula in this, who basically asks Arthur, what about my brother Orm? Is he alive? Are they going to execute him? And Arthur's going about saying, I won't allow them to execute him. And then he goes to see Vulcan. I think I'm saying his name right. The one that started the whole thing. And he's like, I'm here to serve. And he's like, get up off your knees. Don't bow to me. Screw you. You did this. And everything like that. And it's getting crazy down there. But Arthur is trying. He's trying so hard to be a better king in a sense. But be a king, a benevolent king, not ruling with an iron fist. That king that's straight down the middle. Like King Arthur. Let's put it like that. Yeah. But then you got somebody who's trying to work behind the scenes, and you should already know because I just talked about this guy. But also back with Mira, an old childhood friend of Arthur who grew up with him, who's a cop, is telling him like, look, when Arthur was young and he always abide by the laws. So for his sake, please abide by ours. And Mira's like, okay. But something bad happens. I'm not going to spoil that. But other than that, this was really good. Something bad's coming. Somebody's coming. And I'm not going to spoil it, but so far, still, Aquaman has still been really good, in my opinion. Still the best thing Jeff Johns is writing, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but it's good. And I really feel for Arthur. I really feel for him indeed. All right. So we move on to The Dark Knight. Batman The Dark Knight. This is issue number 18. Greg Hurwitz, Ewan Shriver's artwork. The Birth of the Mad Hatter. You damn right. Jesus Christ. Man, they make Hatter really good in this. But come off. I don't really want to spoil too much. But let me just tell you a little bit. I'm going to spoil this for you. I'm going to preach the gospel to you on this one, dudes. Batman is still tracking down Hatter. He's still tracking down all the things that Hatter has been trying to get up. We go to see what's going on with Hatter. Remember his childhood from a couple of issues ago. Remember his Alice, the one that he kind of fell in love with and everything like that when he was a kid. Believe it or not, he met back up with her again. He met back up with the Alice that he known when he was a kid. And let me tell you something. Fuck. That's it. That's the word right there. Fuck. Because I don't want to spoil it. Let's just say he did something. When he saw her, he almost had a heart attack in terms of what she looks like now. And he and let's just put it, he says in his words, he put her out of his misery, out of her misery. And then after that you see this, oh God, I don't want to spoil it because it's just like, fuck. Like, goddamn, no, Hatter is. This is the most demented Hatter I have ever seen. Man, Greg Hurwitz, keep it up, dude. This was great, but just so twisted. I'm sorry. Oh my god. So we move on to Fastest Man Alive, Fastest Man in the World, Flash, number 18. Brian Bocello writes this. Marcito Takara, I hope I'm saying his name right, is the artist on this. And this was good. It has a lot to do with kind of the aftermath of the Grodd saga, as I like to call it, but also what happened to some of the individuals that was trapped in the Speed Force. What happened to them? 2 of them that were in the Speed Force have abilities now and they are now trying to be heroes like the Flash. The Trickster's in this. We see what happens to the Trickster. First of all, the Trickster, he's got a new arm, a bionic arm or so. After Grodd ripped it off, you know. Barry is feeling like life is good now. You know, I'm good. You know, I'm doing my thing. You know, I'm doing my thing. You know, I'm going from both, you know, the key cities. I'm going from Keystone City to Central City, being the hero. You know, and still able to come home and be with my woman Patty. You know, and be home with my woman Patty. And you know, here he is, being with his woman Patty. So will we? I don't think they're gonna get Iris and Barry back together, guys, because he loves Patty. He literally said it. I love Patty. You know, and she's happy to be there. You know, she's happy. She knows who he is and everything like that. And he still has a job. He's still suspended from the force, but he still has that job as a bartender. And, you know, it's kind of good for him because he can know what's going on with the criminal, especially members of the Rogues and everything like that. And he's there with the Trickster and everything like that. Unfortunately, Trickster gets arrested for a crime that he may not have committed. And it gets from there. And that's where the plot starts thickening. That's where he meets up with 2 individuals that were trapped in the Speed Force that have powers. He contacts Iris and everybody else who is there just to... He can sense if they have abilities like residual energy from the Speed Force. He's like, okay, I'm sensing if anybody else has it, and he's like, Iris and them are like, no, we don't have it, but these 2 guys do. They call themselves what do they call themselves? Sprint. Yeah, Sprint. This guy right here. He's called Sprint, and the guy on this motorcycle, or this guy right here on the motorcycle on the cover right here, his name is Turbocharger. And yeah, the names are kind of cliche, but 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 other than that, it's fine. But you know, I love the part where, you know, since Bart can't be, you know, involved in the crime labs where he's supposed to be. You know, they're telling him, I'm saying, why I keep saying Bart? Barry, you can't be here and everything like that. So he's like, okay, I'm just leaving. And here's Patty. I love how Patty played it off. She left the evidence there on the desk, and she's talking to her superiors, and she's pointing to Barry like, here it is right here. And Barry's like, okay. And he flips him real quick and gets the evidence. And I was like, okay, this can work. This can work. I like this. And, you know, it was really funny. But we see that Trickster has somebody who he has like a group that works with him. And they're gonna cause havoc if they don't let Trickster get out of prison. And just when, Barry is about to find out something, and he finds this out. He's trying to get out to stop this group, this militia. This happens to him. Cracks into and his powers are gone. And he's like, my powers are gone. What the hell? And unfortunately, he's like, what the heck? What happened? And now basically it's saying the ending is, where did Flash's powers go? Check out Dial H to figure that out, to find out. And how does Flash fight an army without powers? Check. Be back here next month. I don't read Dial H, guys. So once again, anybody of my viewers, subscribers, anybody out there that does read Dial H, PM me, personal message me, and give me a little synopsis of what happened, like a lot of people did for me about Superboy and everything like that, and I appreciate that very much. Maybe I'll read Dial H when I'm at my local comic store. When I'm about to pick up my books, I'll go and read it just to see what happened. But I don't read Dial H. You know, just anybody does read it, just give me a little synopsis. PM me, personal message me on this channel and tell me what's going on. But other than that, it was good. I like this new relationship between Barry. Why do I keep saying Bart? And Patty, his girlfriend. And we move on to Red Lantern number 18. This is part 8 of Wrath of Firstlander. Once again, this whole Wrath of the First Lantern is not living up to steam with me. Not at all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. It's not living. I'm thinking, when they say Wrath, I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna get some beatdowns. We're getting this. This guy, and I don't mind mental warfare. I don't mind it at all. But he's not living up to. You figure this guy has been imprisoned by the Lantern Guardians. He would be pissed. He ain't pissed. And I'm not really buying. I'm not buying it at all. But anyway, I love the subplot. Who is Atrocitus without rage? Basically, the Firstlander, Volthoom, is basically has Atrocitus, and he's doing the same thing he's done to everybody else. Feed off what they could have been if they didn't become who they are. And it's like, okay, whatever. You know, this and that. You know, basically saying if the Manhunters didn't come to his planet, destroyed everybody, Atrocitus would have been a dictator, an army dictator. He would have killed his wife, everything like that. He would have abused his wife. His son would have shot him, everything like that. And, you know, Atrocitus is like, what? That's not true. What I did like was the story that's still going on with Rancor. Peter Milligan is still doing that. Rancor he's in a construct. He doesn't look like himself. He's having a good time with the woman that he saved last time, and she knows he's hiding something, and he's like, I gotta tell her. But what will happen? However, we all know somebody else's still is involved with him, and yeah, Belize. So when she does see the woman that he's with, does see her, she runs away. But yeah, Belize is still wants what I guess Rancor can do, but it's still been good. That's what I've been liking. I've been liking that. But other than that, you know, it was fine. I still will read Red Lanterns. Don't get me wrong. Still underrated title. I will still keep it up, still read it. But I'm not really feeling this Wrath of the First Lantern story arc. I'm not. I'm really not. I'll be kind of glad when this story arc is over. That's me. I'm gonna be brutally honest, people. I'll be glad when this is over, because this has not been living up to steam with me. Talon, number 6. Scott Snyder and James Tillion, the 4th. Gilliam March does the artwork. This was good. Once again, this is still getting in depth into the Court of Owls, and this is the only book that's really doing that. Calvin is at the mercy of what looks like to be a third generation group of Talons. Father, grandfather, father, and son. And he's at their mercy. And at first he escapes because he's an escape artist. He can escape from that stuff. That's why the Talons got to him, because he's a good escape artist. But he starts to realize that maybe not even all the Talons like what the Court of Owls are doing. And he finds out that one of them is not that, because one of the Talons knocked up a woman. So it's like, wait a minute, they still produce, sperm, and they can still knock a woman up, get women pregnant and stuff like that. And he kind of orchestrates something with them, because he's trying to get into who is running the Talons, the Court of Owls. Who's running it now after Batman was able to get to some of them. And speaking of Batman, Batman is in this. We do see him, and we see that giant, big Talon looking right at Batman. He's like, just give me the orders and I'll take this puny costume punk out. He's like, just give me, and unfortunately they tell him no. He's still really defying their orders. He's like, I don't care, because he's just crazy like that. And they tell him, like, if you don't do it, we have cryo bombs in your brain. Just do something stupid, please, and we'll set those bombs off in your head, right in between. So you know what this guy does? Let me tell you what he does. He literally digs into his brain, digs in through his eyes, into his brain, and try to find those bombs. He's trying to find them so he can take them out, so they don't have like a holdover. And I was like, oh my god, it was crazy. But other than that, it just gets really in depth from there. We finally figure out who Calvin's ally, Sebastian Clark, who he really is and who he was. Not gonna spoil that, but it was a big, like, dun dun dun. Talon number 6. Good stuff. And last but not least, we go to Requiem once again, but this time in Teen Titans number 18. Yeah. Tim says his goodbyes to Damian in his own manner. He's like, it's almost like he's seeing a premonition of Damian, and Damian is flipping around, as you can see here, and things like that. And he's telling him, Drake, you should be happy. I'm gone now. Now you can be Robin for good and everything like that. And, he's like, you never really liked me anyway, so why don't you tell me, I guess the apparition or so, what you really feel about me. And Tim goes on to tell him, like, look, you should have never been Robin. You were only 10 years old. You shouldn't have been with Dick. You shouldn't have been with Bruce. And then basically goes on to talk about why he started the Teen Titans in this 52 universe, to protect all the kids, all like superpowered kids. He says it because the adults are too caught up on trying to save the world. We're the only ones who can save each other. And you can see Damian's, like, I guess you could say ghost or apparition, just like true. And he hugs Tim. He's like, do it, Tim. Protect us. And then there's a good moment with Alfred as well. And then it gets in depth of what's going on with the team. And the bottom line, the team has a run-in. Well, they don't run in. They break into Blackgate Prison and take on the Suicide Squad. well, some members of the Suicide Squad. I don't read Suicide Squad, but they take on King Shark, uh, who else? King Shark, Deadshot, and Harley. My funniest part was seeing what Harley, and then we get a moment with Amanda Waller and Tim. I love how Harley's trying to take on Wonder Girl, and she cracks Wonder Girl in the face with a piece of stone that broke off when Wonder Girl tried to punch her. She broke and she cracks Wonder Girl in the face. Wonder Girl's like, "Bitch, please, like, where's the, everything like that." I thought that was really funny. But it was really funny. I love how, basically, Amanda Waller says, "The only thing you won today, Red Robin, you're going to regret this very soon. Trust me." And then he says, I love how Tim says, "That's what you don't get. That's what you don't get about us, Waller. We don't trust anybody," and everything like that. But the ending is really interesting because a certain villain is coming. Matter of fact, let me show you. Trigon is coming. And once again, I don't mind Trigon's look. Don't mind it at all. But his fucking daughter's look, ugh. But it was good. Alright, so we move on to Dynamite. The only Dynamite book I got this week, and you know where it's coming from. Mr. Mark Magic Wade. And that ain't nothing but one of my anticipated comics of 2013, Green Hornet, #1. Love that cover. Beautiful. Mark Wade, Daniel Indro is the artist on this. And Mr. Wade, unbelievable. You did your homework. This was great. What have I been calling him for a while now, guys? Magic Wade. Whatever he touches. This is only the first issue, and right there, he sold me on. He's got Green Hornet right where he wants it. He's done his homework. Really, truly has done his homework. This felt like a classic episode of the 1960s show. That's what it felt like. It was great. So great. What also I love in this issue is Mr. Wade taps into the fact that Britt Reed is the great nephew of the Lone Ranger. Yes. So I love that scene. I'll show it to you right now. Britt's talking about it. He's talking about, I had an inspiration. I had an inspiration. My great uncle was a daring and resourceful masked rider in the Old West, and we all know who he is. You can see it right there. And yeah, John Reed, the Lone Ranger. And I was like, good job, Mr. Wade, putting that in there, because yeah, it is showcased now that Green Hornet and the Lone Ranger are connected. They're blood. And I like that. I thought that was really good that he put that in there. This was just really beautiful artwork by Indro. The storytelling was really great. Felt like classic Green Hornet. He's posing as a bad guy in the seedy underworld of Chicago, but he's actually a good guy. Very good stuff. Mr. Wade, Hulk, Daredevil, Green Hornet. Whatever this man touches, it's magic. It's gold. It's gold. I guarantee you. That was only the first issue, guys, and I loved it. I loved it. Mr. Wade, thank you. And when I'm done with this, if I'm gonna tweet to you. Good job once again. Good job. Mark Magic Wade. Thank you, sir. Very good. Oh my God, that was good. Alright, so we end this on Boom Studios Deathmatch. Paul Jenkins and Carlos Magno. This issue 4. And this is still really getting depth now. The people they're still trying to figure out, the heroes are still trying to figure out what the hell is, that's basically the whole art of it. What the hell and who's controlling them, everything like that, and putting them against each other. It finds out that Sable, this woman right here, she might know something about it. And one of her enemies, the professor, what is his name? Professor Higgins, is able to change. He has manipulated a lot of things in there, and there's a big fight scene between them and everything like that. But the main gist of it, we still keep seeing more new heroes come about. You know, from, what is her name? A lot of the heroes, I'll show you the heroes. They show them at the end of the book. Here we go. Mr. Chuckles. This guy right here. This guy right here. He's called Mr. Chuckles. Fallout Man. Right here. And of course, you know, the match, you know, the brackets are still going on. But I've still been enjoying this because I'm really interested in seeing what the hell is going to happen. And you know, it seems that it's basically, guys, it's moving along very well. Like I said, I'm not a big Paul Jenkins fan. You know, a lot of his writing is okay, but it was good. This was really good. I'm starting to really like Sable here. I like her. The other character I really do like is who seems to be one of the main characters as well, Dragonfly, Benny Beatrick. I like him as well. But it was good. So that's it, guys. That is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, as always. I will be back next week with another review for you guys. So stay tuned, as always. You know, the countdown's still going on, guys. We're up to, this is what, episode 92. 8 more issues to go. 8 more episodes to go for 100. But once again, I'm going to enjoy that 100 because not only will I review books, will be a mixture of Q&A questions. Please keep it, like I said before, keep it comic related as well. And you know, a lot of people want to be there for that, and I really want to get a good time schedule for everybody who wants to be there. So if anybody can give me suggestions on like what time you think would be good, because I will do it at a time where everybody's, I really want people involved in it. But other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed this comic review as well. Once again, go to Dark Avenger Inc. Plus, where I will see what I thought about issue 2 of Son of Merlin. And other than that, this is Mama and Kids saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys. As always, I'll catch you guys in a flip-flop. And as always, you guys take care.